Charlotte, North Carolina, at a combined weight of over 660 pounds, Brodie Rob, Adam Bomb, Bionic Brian, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Who Won Wednesday. This one's going to be a little different. We're going to be paying a little tribute to John Huber, a.k.a. Brodie Lee, a.k.a. Lance Harper, or excuse me, not Lance Harper, who was dressed as him. Luke Harper. Sorry. Little squirt because Lance was dressed as him tonight. Anyway, I am Adam Baum. I am the Jew that leads the crew. We are here for another edition of the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Unlike the normal Who Won Wednesday, we are not going to do it round by round. We will cover NXT and their year-end awards and stuff at the end. As Brodie Rob kind of put it and summed up, they didn't do too much to make a lot of competition tonight, almost as if that was their tribute. This is something interesting we want to talk about, and I'm not going to give a ton of examples before I introduce everybody, but everybody has their own way of grieving. It's very personal, no matter who you've lost. We could all share our stories. Unfortunately, we've all lost somebody. And this is one of those moments, though, where they paid tribute not just to a character or a wrestler, but to a man. And the outcry and outpour that we kind of talked about a little bit on Mondays, the only thing we've ever seen anything like it is maybe with Eddie and Owen are the two comparable ones that I hear come up. With me on the dais, if you will, is Brodie Rob across from me. What's up, Brodie?
Hey, man, I'm a roller coaster of emotions tonight for several factors, including the topic, main topic of tonight's show. Forgive me if I am a little absent here at the beginning as I'm working out some new bugs we have going on. So, enjoy.
And we got a ton of people on the board. Brian, are you there? I see your video's black because I know what Rob just mentioned. Are you with us audibly?
I am here. I can see you guys on the board, but my screen is black. Rob looks like the Unabomber right now. I could see. Yeah,
he's got his hood on and everything else. A lot of people on the board tonight. Sealer Stout, Soji, John Estrada, Perfect 11. Teddy Two Stone is making an appearance.
Hey, Teddy.
Anaconda Vice is here. I saw Hall of Famer Christopher Stikelether. So we've got a full crowd tonight. We're going to be talking mainly about AEW and the stuff they did, as I said, in tribute tonight to John Huber. We had a lot of testimonials. Before we go through the matches, I want to kind of quickly just touch on the testimonials. We start off with Moxley. Told an anecdotal story about becoming a father and the way he, John kind of talked to him. And we also have Darby Allin, who said he was always shocked by how great he was to him, how different he was from any character he ever played to his real life persona. You have FTR, you had Arn, you had Colt. Kingston was brilliant. In his, and then of course you have the video at the end. We're going to break all those down. Which one stood out the most to you, Brian?
Honestly, actually, it was the one with Bryce. It was pretty brief, but you could just see how he was just like a mess. Excuse me. It absolutely translated. I mean, it really, honestly, watching that's kind of where I was.
Yeah,
he's like, oh man, someone's cutting onions in here or some shit.
I agree, Brian. He stood out to me as one of the more emotional ones. It was, really having trouble holding it back. And I don't say that like people should be holding anything back. All right. You fucking, you do it. I'm a firm believer in fucking crying. I'm one of those guys that I cry at fucking everything.
I teared up at the video at the end. I mean, no question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But so, he was damn near slobbering on himself and that's fine.
Many were tonight. Anna Jay had a hard time. Colt had a hard time.
Yeah.
I mean, this is so beyond any kayfabe, and I'm glad tonight, Rob, that they didn't try to do any. I mean, there was maybe a little inkling here and there, but for the most part, this was kayfabe free tonight.
Yeah, I don't know, Brian. I don't know if it's the freedom of what is AEW versus maybe the more corporate restriction of WWE, but WWE does a tribute for a fallen comrade, or a fallen legend, and it's usually a 10-bell salute, and then maybe if they're big enough, they get a little video package somewhere in the middle of the night. I mean, this was the entire night. They said we're gonna all storylines, fuck them. Tonight is 100% Brodie Lee.
Oh yeah, everything. I mean, even like going down to the nitty gritty of just like the details, even the match card that they were sharing on social media. It was all decked out in Dark Order stuff, and it said, obviously it said that it was a tribute to Brodie Lee, and not only that,
and who
but
picked
the
the
tweets
card?
from. Say it again.
And don't forget who picked that card.
Right, yeah, I forgot to mention Brodie Jr., of course, Brodie's son, but Tony also
AKA
tweeted out
minus
that,
one.
-1, right?
Yeah, -1, right.
I will
Tony
say,
also tweeted it out that that his son made the whole card, and this whole thing was because of him. It was just the whole thing was just a really nice gesture.
It was really cool. I don't want to make this sound. I hope this doesn't sound the wrong way. I like what I don't like. I like when things. I'm trying to figure out the right way to say this. I don't want to say that I'm happy that he's gone. Obviously, that would be far from the fucking truth.
No.
But when we get these spectacles or these rare moments of grief that are shown like this, it gives us a perspective into somebody who we have been fans of for multiple years, a good portion of our life, I would argue. It gives us a new perspective into them. An example for me would be Kobe Bryant. I knew Kobe Bryant to be a great basketball player. I knew he did a lot of good things off the court, especially tried to redeem his past. I want to take that out of it. But when Kobe died, I realized parts about his life that I admired greater than I ever knew when he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Girl Dad. It was a big deal for me, and I put him on my list of celebrities that I admire that have passed because of what I learned after he passed. Brodie Lee, same thing. We've learned so much about Brodie after his passing from his peers that I wish we would have known earlier, and I'm grateful for the experience that AEW gave us tonight, and the wrestling world has shared with us about all the great things that John, Brodie, Luke, whatever, who he was. I think it's fantastic, and I definitely shed a tear for him and his family tonight.
Yeah. Quick comments from the board. Estrada, do we feel more emotions because AEW actually dedicated a whole show to him, whereas WWE gives us 5 minutes top to any athlete that dies? I mean, I point out Eddie. They gave Eddie a full show, and say what you will, there's a lot of evidence that Vince knew what Chris did and still put on that tribute show for him. So.
Well,
it wasn't the same. They had their matches of tribute in the WWE side. They didn't do everything like this. This was testimonials and people dropping kayfabe. And I think the point they're trying to make is Vince would never allow everybody to drop kayfabe to do that.
The best analogy I can give you, it would be this: if you work for a mom and pop bakery, right? Just you've got 6 employees that work 5 days a week or 6 days a week, and you get Sunday off. And you work together for a while, just 6. And then you've got a multi-billion-dollar company that employs 30,000 employees, in 2 states, right? If one person in that bakery dies, that bakery shuts down for the day, at least for the day. If one person at that multi-billion-dollar company dies, none of the gears change. It keeps going. One team in that whole organization will have moments of remembrance, but still do their work through the day.
Right.
That's so true.
Perfect 11 has another good point here. He says, I think that's a little unfair to Will, who also agreed with the other comment that I read. I don't remember who I read it from because it scrolled by. Anyway, he says, I loved AEW's tribute, but when was the last time an active wrestler passed away? And I think it was Eddie, like in terms of active.
Probably Eddie, yeah. Before that, another one we didn't mention, Brian Pillman. He was another one that was pretty, well respected from his peers and well liked too.
Yeah, that was a big one. I think was Pillman active? I think he recently left, wasn't he?
No, he was active. He actually had a match scheduled, I believe, and had to change it. I think the day before because of his passing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's tough. Estrada says, Rob, good analogy. Anaconda Vice says, Rob, 100%. So for him to agree with you,
that's
major, that was a home run point.
He's a moron. Yeah, he's a complete. He's an asshat. Anaconda Vice is.
All right, so let's start with the card, guys. We start off with Matt Hardy and Private Party versus the Young Bucks. This was the one little bit of story that they told, where Matt's trying to get Private Party to cheat. Colt, the whole damn match, is trying to hold back tears. I mean, this was a true curtain jerker, and I'm not saying that to make a pun. I'm saying, like, you're leading off a tribute show it's a very tough spot. Colt was working completely alongside him in the end.
Let me break in here and kind of maybe throw something at Brian, a thought that I was having. If we're gonna, we can't necessarily gush over, or not gush, but tribute over Brodie the entire show. We have to talk some about the wrestling. So forgive me if I'm going to interject with something. But I did notice with Colt, Brian, he was very emotional on it. You could tell it meant a lot to him, and I felt for a moment that a really great way to follow this tragedy, but keep what is Dark Order still going as a storyline in wrestling, would be almost if this death caused Colt Cabana to find his dark side and assert his power as the new leader of the Dark Order. Would that be good? Would that work? Would we enjoy that?
I think we could. I think right now it's a little too soon.
Would it
Yeah,
be
I'm
too
kind
soon?
of with Adam. Yeah.
No, I mean, it wouldn't be like next week he'd go, I'm in charge now, guys. I'm saying that through a series of months, you see a slow build, kind of like Rock did with Nation, right?
Sure.
Slow build where he's just slowly taking the power. I thought that maybe that's a good way to keep that faction going.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that, right? Like you said, maybe down the line. I don't know how far away that is. I don't know who's to say who makes that. I guess Tony and all those guys.
Well, you also have Uno and Silver,
Yeah.
I think, in conversation. I think Uno would definitely be third in the ranking, but I don't think it's clear-cut Colt would be the heir apparent.
Uno's
when
good. Yeah.
Silver's also been doing,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you
red
need
hot.
You need a big personality as your front. And
Hangman.
one thing that the character Brodie Lee and the wrestler,
Would you hear what Brian just said?
what?
Hangman.
Hangman.
Hangman comes
Yeah.
in.
Okay. But hear this real quick though. The theme that they were carrying with Brodie, John, is a shared history with Colt. Colt worked for Vince, right? They could carry that same kind of theme they want to go to because Colt has firsthand knowledge of how Vince operates. That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea, but hey, there you go.
Estrada says it would work, Rob, but I don't see it happening. Dark Order slowly turned into a comedy act because of BTE, and I think they're going to go full comedy after this to keep them face.
You know what JR said tonight about John Silver, and when you hear this from JR, you should take it seriously. He said, "What a white meat baby face he is."
He did say that. I heard him say that. I'm like, whoa, wow. He's being very literal right now.
Yeah, he's old school. To have him say that, that's got to mean something. So
Yeah.
So Bucks and Cabana win. We follow this up with Stu Grayson, Evil Uno, and Lance Archer. I don't know if you heard me mess it up in the open, but I said Lance Harper because here Lance Archer is dressed like Luke Harper, and he's taken on Eddie Kingston and the Butcher and the Blade. What was not to overshadow, we'll get back to the wrestling in a second. I like the little tribute here at the end, Brian. Jake doing the Brodie lariat.
Yeah, that was nice. And I mean, just the whole match actually. I mean, it was nice seeing Uno and Grayson and Archer, I guess for that matter, get some shine. I mean, towards the end, Grayson was really opening my eyes when he did that. I think it was a springboard to the outside, DDT. I think on the apron.
When
I don't know,
Silver
super
and Reynolds
impressive,
came in, Grayson started getting overlooked. Was he hurt?
Say it again?
Was Grayson hurt for a minute or something? Because I feel like when Silver, I felt like Grayson was top guy. Well, not top guy, but a featured guy for Dark Order. And then Silver and Reynolds come in. And we haven't really seen much of Stu Grayson since. I mean,
No.
you watch more Dark than I do, but
No, you're
hasn't
right.
been
Well,
on
and I
Dynamite.
think, and that stems from BTE. It really does. It really stems from Silver and Reynolds getting over on BTE, and I mean, even their relationship with Brodie on the show. I mean, you could see it on Dynamite. That's why those guys were highlighted throughout, all the segments that they were in.
Yeah, and I mean, Lance and Jake doing their tribute here, I absolutely love it. Rob, the match itself, Eddie, Butcher, Blade, they're out there to do what they did. And I really liked what Brian said, the way Grayson moved.
Yeah.
The way you kind of it's almost like he's been forgotten.
Dude.
And then you see him tonight and you're like, dude, why are we forgetting this guy?
Dude, yeah, sure. John Silver was the show.
Yeah.
If you want
We're
to talk.
not there. We're not there yet. That's the next one.
Oh, we're talking about? What are we talking about?
We're talking about Grayson, Archer, and Uno.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I got ahead of myself.
Yeah.
My bad. No, it was a good match. They were all doing their thing.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
Kingston kind of blew me away with the opening, Brian, when he first came out. What do you say?
He kind of cut him
enough of this
down,
shit.
right?
Yeah, it's enough of this shit. I love you, Brodie, but enough of this shit. It's time to kick your asses. I think everybody was like, whoa, bring it in a little more gently, man. Don't put some lube on it before you just ram it up in there.
I was hoping they weren't going to do anything story wise as far as like the heels knocking Brodie or anything like that. I feel like that's like the closest thing they had to anything of anyone cutting down.
No, we'll get to
Well,
we'll get to some more. Yeah.
Since we're already talking about it, let's just go into the next segment. We've got Hangman, this time Silver, and Reynolds, Rob, taking on Santana Ortiz and MJF. Now,
dressed in Puerto Rican garb.
So this was a little uncomfortable at first with MJF talking shit to Brodie's son.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Oh, Hitman's here.
Hey, Hitman.
What's up, Hitman? And Juan. Wow.
Hitman's at the
Bill
Starbucks using the
Higgins,
Wi-Fi.
what's up, Bill?
We got 2 Hall of Famers on the board at once.
Yeah. Oh, no, Hitman must have
Maddox
got a stimulus.
York.
Maddox,
it's his
yeah.
son's
He got a
stolen.
stimulus
okay.
check, so he got to pay for some prepaid Wi-Fi.
So can I just say I was a little I'm a little I'm a little uncomfortable with this MJF thing up until the very end when Brodie gets to hit him. Brodie Jr. Gets to hit him with the kendo stick.
Yeah.
It was at the Hitman on the board is saying that heel heat was perfect. I don't know. It was the one part of the night I was like, what are you doing, man?
No, for Brian,
to go after his son though without us knowing the payoff.
Data once told Picard that he thought about joining the Borg for a 1/16th of a second, which is an eternity for an android. Watching MJF go into -1 like that, I thought it was kind of a dick move for 1/16th of a second.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dick move or not, I don't know. It
Well,
felt too soon.
It was a
felt
moment.
too weird.
It was a moment, and in a moment of panic, any person starts to justify shit in their head very quickly. So my wheels started turning like, why the fuck would MJF do that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And then I thought, you know what? Brodie's son has grown up in wrestling. Brodie's son is is at the front row of the wrestling show, right? So you knew that he knew what he was doing.
Of course, and that's what
Right.
the board is calling me out for. Of course, you knew that he was in on it.
Right. So I mean, you knew that this
But
was.
I didn't know how it was going to play out.
No, obviously, and that's what I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that I thought it for a moment, like, what the fuck? Oh wait, no, this makes sense and it's kind of cool actually. But it did make more sense when the kendo stick. At first, it was like, oh, he's getting some heel heat. That's a good, keeping it real with wrestling. But the kendo stick was like, oh, okay.
Will
Yeah,
says
you kind
Eddie
of knew
and-
he was going to get his comeuppance towards the end.
Oh yeah.
Brian, Will says MJF and Eddie are the only heels with enough charisma to get away with being bad guys in the tongue-in-cheek kind of style.
Yeah, that's right. Because I mentioned it before. The Acclaim started to do it. I was like, oh no, don't.
yeah.
By the way, I blew past that because
that's all right.
SCU came out and attacked him. Good, great. I blew past that one.
That was like, go away, assholes. Like, I invite you to the party.
You are too fucking new to be doing this.
It's like, nobody invited you. Go away.
You might be shunned.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Hangman and Silver and Reynolds, they win. But we also have, I don't want to miss this part, we have Wardlow making his return. And we can discuss it here if it's a Hey Brian moment, if it's cameo or not. But I was glad to see Eric Rowan be able to come out as part of this tribute show.
This was very nice, and it was honestly, I mean, I made a joke earlier this afternoon with you guys in the group chat. I was making a joke. I didn't think he was actually going to show up, but I'm very glad that he did. I think it's probably just going to be a one-off thing. I don't see him feeling like, joining the Dark Order and being the guy.
Well, regardless of what it is, the fact that he was able to, because a lot of guys were not able to. I mean, you saw the outpour of WWE superstars. There was no chance Vince would ever have let them appear.
So on the wrestling front, though, the reason why I don't think he's going to come take over Dark Order, no. But be a member of the roster, I'm not ruling that out, because when he came out, they called him Eric Rowan, and then you heard Schiavone slowly trying to correct Jericho from being so WWE-ish. And he's like, yeah, Eric. He's like, yeah, Eric Redbeard. So I don't know if he was course correcting Jericho just to not say Rowan, or if he was giving us his new name of Eric Redbeard.
Redbeard was what he was going by outside of WWE.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Soji's asking, was Rowan planned? Yeah, that's how he walked out.
No, he came up in the tank. He borrowed it from DX.
And Hitman says it's just a one-off. And Estrada's asking if he's still employed by WWE. If he is, he's gone.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure he was let go a long time ago. I think at the beginning of COVID, he was one of the guys that was let go.
Yeah, he just never got the best wishes email, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would wonder if this could make a case. If Eric Rowan was not paid for tonight,
Yeah.
it would not violate his 90-day, would it? Because he didn't collect anything.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's like some fucked up weird loophole, but that would be funny to me.
Jericho also said the Bludgeon Brothers. He said that on the air.
Yeah, I apologize for ever calling you guys the shitty Hammerman. Just
right.
No. Look, we can still salute the man and his life and his legacy, and we can still acknowledge it was the shitty Hammerman.
Well, and if you check the tape, we kept saying over and over again that we called him shitty Hammerman because of the gimmick that
gimmick
Vince
was
stuck
horrible.
them
Oh,
with.
we
It wasn't
always-
because of
No.
them.
Yeah,
you
they
guys are I loved that.
Yeah,
Check the tape.
Oh,
You
yeah,
guys
That's
are on
because
your own.
Ascension was gone by then.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You needed a new one.
Oh yeah, Jericho dropped a lot of WWE names tonight.
Yeah,
so
good.
you said.
Good. We were talking about that afterwards, me and Adam, as we were watching the tribute video, and we saw a lot of the WWE faces.
A lot
in
of
there.
them.
And it's like, yeah, good. Do whatever you want right now. And if WWE wants to sue you for putting this on the air, then that's gonna be a PR nightmare for them.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like you said it, Rob. I feel like NXT they pumped the brakes a little bit tonight. You know, this was supposed to be a showdown of two-night events. This was supposed to be the start of their New Year's Evil. That was supposed to be 2 nights, and this was supposed to be AEW was supposed to have a 2-night program going on.
Yeah.
And both are postponed. I like that both are like, nope, we're going to put our A game against your A game next week. You guys do your tribute show. We wish we could. And
Right.
I really felt like, I mean, I glanced over at NXT. Let's be honest. We weren't watching NXT like
Oh
that.
God, no.
No, I mean, I was in and out, but no, you're right. It was in the background.
Right.
And they were doing the awards. Like, what the fuck?
So
Your
lame.
fake awards.
So
Get out of here.
let me just, I just got to say shame on you to WWE after watching tonight. I mean, I wouldn't expect WWE to, as we talked earlier, to commit their entire night to a tribute to Brodie Lee. Right? When we already did that analogy.
It's an active roster.
Right.
Guy.
Yeah, no, I got it. But shame on them. They did the graphic, and that Stike, you were wrong the other night. They did do the graphic at the beginning of the night, and a bunch of the wrestlers, or a couple of the wrestlers, did make references to him, kind of off the cuff in their promos. Right? There were kind of quiet references,
Like Easter eggs.
but they
if you will.
acknowledged him with the graphic early on. But well, hold on. Let me finish my point. But they did not start with the locker room on the ramp or the 10-bell salute. And I get it. He wasn't part of the roster at the time. And he left, came maybe not on the best terms. But God damn it, Vince. If you are so disconnected and blind to the pain and love that your own roster was pouring out, and you could not give them that moment of salute to their friend and colleague, shame on you, Vince McMahon. Shame on you.
I want to retort here. And I'm playing devil's advocate with everything I'm about to say.
Okay.
So just so you
Oh,
know,
God.
I agree 100% with Rob's statement there. It's very petty of Vince not to do this. But this guy left your company and is on your competitors portraying you as a negative entity and stuff like that. And yes, I agree with you, Rob. And maybe he approved all those Easter eggs that all the superstars did. But I have to try and flip the script. If somebody was fucking mocking me ridiculously in public, would I stop the presses when they pass to give them a tribute? It's a very
Maybe.
It's wrestling.
Maybe it's wrestling. It's wrestling.
I'm just playing the devil's advocate for him to put up a graphic and for him to allow the superstars to speak their minds freely.
Yeah.
I think is a caveat that we from a Vince perspective, don't often see that level. And I really think that if somebody were just bad-mouthing us ridiculously, it would be tough. It would be a tough situation.
Okay,
I'm playing devil's advocate.
I hear you, and I'm going to argue you're devil's advocate. They were doing a tongue-in-cheek dig at a competitor in the same market. There's plenty of industry out there, comedians, actors. I had a great example, and I forgot it. I apologize. Where, people are portrayed as rivals in a certain way, but they appreciate the art of.
But this was in no way a tribute.
No, but they were using
Lee.
it. They were using. I understand Vince is not going to look at it that way. But as an art form, yeah, you took your experience and you're fucking with us, and now, much love to you. It's funny. I might not like it, but you're doing what you got to do.
Daniel Price says Vince released a statement and let a lot of people on Raw do tributes during their matches. And Estrada says he agrees with you, Rob. He says it's wrestling. It's a TV show. Vince McMahon's a character. If he didn't want to be parodied, he shouldn't have put himself in the spotlight.
Yeah, and,
now that's very good. Point
super, super what's it called? Fucking they didn't dig into him all that much. It was all just kind of like playful things. Like it was just Vinceisms. It wasn't anything like his family fucking sucks. I hate him.
It wasn't like he made a porno where Vince screwed Stephanie like China did.
And first, Vince McMahon's statement that he made. Vince's statement that he made was just as genuine or as emotional as the ones they give when they fire people. It was very HR. Can you type this up and post it for me, please? There was nothing emotional to it. And I hear you that, Adam, would you do it? Would you allow your competitor who's been fucking with you? For one night, I know this is waving a magic wand in a fantasy liberal world, but for one fucking night, does it not have to be about the money? And maybe that would be an upswing. If one night you could put your greed aside and show tribute, if for no other reason than your current roster is showing the public, the world, their sorrow, that you couldn't just put the money aside for one fucking night. You're still going to get your money. It's not, but you're not,
So WWE has reported that they're going to do the tribute type of show. But Rob, when you talk about the money, I feel that just as many people could say, oh, they let this guy go. They kept him on the bench forever, and now they're doing a tribute show for him to gain to do a ratings grab because they're dying.
Well, that's your mind. Not to be funny,
there would be some people that would be out there.
That's the Jewish in your brain right there.
No, I'm playing devil's advocate. The other side, there will be people that would shit on it if they had done a full tribute show.
Fuck people.
I'm just saying you can't please everyone.
Well, yeah.
When Rob dies, I will do a tribute to him by eating steak. Vegans don't live longer than always miserable people do. That's from Juan.
Yeah, but vegans don't die of heart disease early.
So would JD do a tribute for you? You JD from New York that you shit on for the existence of our podcast?
I would.
Should he do a tribute to you?
He should.
Yeah, he should do one to me. Yeah, I don't. That's a weird analogy.
So SmackDown apparently is going to do a full tribute. So
if I worked with JD for 7 years helping him with his podcast and then left to do my own podcast and then I passed, I would expect that JD would do something in honor of me because although we went separate ways, we still have a common past.
DP says, I'm not defending WWE, but they couldn't really win either way in this situation. If they did do something, people would still say it wasn't enough. Maybe Vince was just letting AEW have their moment. Sometimes
sometimes we got to stop worrying about what everybody fucking thinks sometimes.
I don't disagree with that.
Who fucking cares what people think? Twitter can suck my balls. Seriously.
Did you guys see what Brian Myers tweeted? He actually called out WWE. He said, "No 10-bell salute, no video package. This man was beloved by his peers, and we're all grieving hard. This isn't right."
Well, and that's why I think they've changed their mind if Soji's right here. I think Anaconda Vice sums it all up pretty well here in 4 words. He's petty as fuck. So let's go back to the card.
Yeah.
Here we have Penelope Ford and Britt Baker.
I'm sorry, real quick. With that said, I don't put that same thing on NXT, as the NXT roster talent might not have been as familiar with him. They probably didn't work with him like the others did. So you don't put that same on NXT.
Soji says to correct himself, not on SmackDown, but they're doing something soon. So maybe it's next week's Raw. Anyway.
A little late.
Penelope and Britt taking on Tay Conte and Anna Jay. Anna Jay fighting through the emotions throughout this match.
Yeah.
Britt went full Trump at one point, saying that
Real weird.
Yeah,
It was rigged. Everything's rigged. Anna Jay's rigged. Ty Conti, she's rigged. Everybody's rigged. I love it.
Yeah, Britt plays her character well. We can say that without question. And Conti and Anna Jay win, as they should. The final match before we discuss I know Rob alluded it to. I do want to talk a little bit about the tribute video here before we go into the NXT stuff. But we have Brodie Lee Jr.'s dream match here as the main event. Team Taz taking on Dark Order 10, Orange Cassidy, and Cody. And Brian, lights go out.
Well, it's not who you think it is at first. Okay, I mean we're getting way ahead. We're skipping way ahead. But Darby Allin comes out first, and then it's Sting, and they came out, I guess, from the same. I don't know if they were at the same layer. I don't know if they were at the same. If they were plotting.
It was
and
weird
together.
It was weird that
Right?
they both. They're supposed to be rivals, but they're both. I don't know if he's a mentor
Rob's
or
shaking his
rival.
head at
I don't
me.
know. Yeah.
What do you think? Did they drive here together? Did they carpool?
I think
Take a
That's
Uber?
not what I was implying, you
they-
jackass.
They both rode on the skateboard together, on one,
Oh,
just
that's
one
true.
skateboard. One of the little
That's-
banana skateboards too, the little banana ones. That's how they got here.
Hop on my shoulders,
Yeah.
Darby.
Where's our host at? Oh, he's busy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
What'd you think of the match, Rob?
I mean, honestly, I didn't watch this match as intently as I did the others, only because I had other shit going on. But
Fire.
it was that was before. Yeah, we had a major fire in the studio today. Pretty
Fucking Greg might never be back.
Yeah,
Just let's say.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a really
Great.
scary situation. But yeah, the match is fine. So, yeah.
Share the picture on our Twitter of your fried whatever the fuck that was.
Surge protector. Yeah. So break the
I
kayfabe.
thought it was a snake.
So break
At
yeah.
first.
Break the kayfabe real quick, guys. I'm napping, and my children started saying, "Daddy, I smell something," and I smelled it too, and I thought it was like plastic burning in the fucking dishwasher. And then I opened the fucking studio door, and there's a 3-foot fucking flame just blaring, and the room is filled with the extremely dark, thick black smoke. No ventilation in this room at all. So it was so bad that my extremely bright fucking overhead light, you couldn't even see it through the smoke. So we had a major crisis in here, and we could still smell the fucking plastic burn from the fucking crazy. But yeah, so back. It was a good match.
Team Taz, Dark Order, Orange Cassidy, Cody. Darby and Sting show up at the end here.
Fire.
Brian, you said we blew past too much of it. What do you want to talk about in this match that I didn't? Since I didn't really say anything.
Nothing really in particular. They were really putting the emphasis on 10, which I mean it's surprising to see, but obviously it's because of
Brodie.
Brodie's son, Brodie Jr. is a huge fan of 10, so it was nice to see them put the spotlight on him. That goes to prove that they don't give a shit about egos or anything like that. It's all about Brodie tonight, and there's proof right there. But really, I mean, nothing else really. I mean, the big deal was Sting and Darby, I guess.
Here we are at the end. The video package that's going to hit you in the feels. I hope nobody criticizes Tony, because I think, and here I'm talking about Khan, the way he introed this. I thought his word choice was perfect. I think he stumbled a little bit because of the emotions of the moment, and they close it down with a video package that, not just because of the music that was behind it, hits you, but seeing everything. I mean, they showed beyond kayfabe pics of him with whoever they wanted. They didn't give a fuck if it's WWE. They showed him and Rowan holding tag belts that were WWE belts. Fuck them. Like Rob said, if they want to fucking get petty or sue over that, they'd be stupid. Lots of pictures of him and Bray with the babies, with the kids, training. Some of them, Jericho looked really young in one of those pictures that had a bunch of superstars in it. I mean, Rob, you and I were kind of just sitting in silence, speechless, watching this.
No, I was a water faucet tonight. I mean,
I'm kind of welling up talking about it, thinking about it.
I definitely was. I was kind of giggling to myself just now because I actually had a really fucked up kind of thought that interrupted the moment when I was watching it. When Tony Khan was watching, as a wrestling fan, at that moment I went, oh, well, now I know why he's not in any storylines or on TV.
Oh, no.
That's why I was saying,
Come
I
on, man.
think it was emotional.
I don't. But I'm not saying he wasn't
I've heard
emotional.
him speak more eloquently than that.
Okay, all right. But yeah, the package. It was touching, and it got to me. And as somebody who is only a year older than Brodie, and recently
And father of two,
and I recently made a life choice on my diet for me because I was at such high risk with my family history of heart disease and whatnot, and having a heart attack at 45. So for me, this is touched a lot of fucking nerves, and there's so many similarities between me and Brodie's life that this is a very emotional loss, and as I said earlier, to learn so much about him has to only gained my respect for the man that he was.
exactly. And kind of close a little bit on this. We touched on it, but the whole goodbye forever, just like Rob said, I'm also a father of two. Very touching moment. The concept behind the whole goodbye forever, that he wanted his time away and his time back home to feel like forever, or to be like forever, whatever it was, is telling in so many levels. And Rob said this at the top of the show. It's a little, obviously everything is tragic about all of this, but as fans who are learning all of this beyond kayfabe about this man, at least we get a little solace knowing so much more about him than what we've seen on TV, than what we've been exposed to. And, thank you, John Huber, for your life being a I don't know how to put it, but being such a beacon to everybody here as they grieve together publicly. I thought it was a fantastic show.
Yeah.
And thank you, AEW, for putting it on.
Yeah. Thank
Well
you,
said.
AEW, for realizing that there's another week. That everything you had planned is okay. There's another week. You did the right thing tonight. And Soji on the board, no offense taken. I got to admit, I didn't care for the song in the video, but the video was touching. I was like, they could have done better on
It
the
was
music
just a
choice.
sad song.
I didn't think the song was bad.
It was just sad.
I don't know. I
Who
was like,
was it?
I was like,
it,
can we get some Puff Daddy right now? You
Peter
know?
Frampton? I couldn't even tell. What was it?
I don't know. It sounded like a fake Dylan. Let's
It
talk.
was Butcher's band.
We're going to fly through
Yeah.
a quick NXT recap. Before we do, I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Our NXT recap here that we're going to run down fast is brought to you by patreon.com/MOWP. $9.98 subscription/donation to us a month. We'll get you all of our content on there. We got a lot of fun videos
We
up
got
there.
some really fucking great stuff in the creative pipes right now.
Yes.
that we're gonna start recording and producing. So get in there now, because I'm telling you, this is gonna be. We are really excited about the shit we got coming down the pipe.
And
It's original concept shit.
We've had a lot of stuff in the pipe that we've been getting ready for a while, but we thought foolishly that we would have Brian return to us to do it. So they're going to mostly feature me and Rob. So yeah, let's just say that. But Brian's going to edit them.
Well, hey, I mean, just because we're remote doesn't mean that we can't shoot stuff together,
Yeah,
bro.
but not the stuff we're talking about, though.
Well,
Yeah.
not to.
You can take some cell phone video of yourself on the toilet or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. we have a drunk anniversary show coming up that features a tattoo challenge, and you are going to miss it. That's sad. That's sad.
Well, get me the fucking vaccine. Shoot it directly into my eyeballs.
You are last. Rob and I are second to last, but you're last.
Brian's not last.
Why?
No,
He's
I'm high risk.
He's high risk.
Oh, because of Hit Boy?
Yeah. 'cause
No, vascular, bro. You don't even know me, man.
Oh, sorry,
I'm
Mongo McBias.
autoimmune, bro. I have autoimmune issues.
Yeah.
Oh.
You want to get serious? Let's get serious, bro.
I didn't know we were
Put me in
going
the front
serious.
line.
Because he never developed an immune system. His mother never let him out of the house to play
No,
in the dirt and
my
shit.
immune system is overactive, so it's almost
too many
like
mothers.
it's like Wolverine. I heal too quickly.
Yeah, you have the genes of 12 mothers.
Exactly.
Hey, Rob, how come you never give me a shout out for being a Patreon? I've been down since day one-ish. And Vice says Rob answers the question. That's from Hitman. You're always stroking Phil. I think Hitman's wondering why he doesn't get some
I've never stroked
love.
fucking Phil. I'm the one that
Can we get that soundbite?
I'm the one that told Phil. Yeah, I'm the one that told Phil to go fuck himself on YouTube. I'm happy he's with us now, and I welcome him to our family. But again, just say it. Just say, "Hey, turn my sound up, man." All I gotta do is just say it. the pointing thing to say in my mind, I go, "What's on the board?" I don't know what's going on. Okay, so who said that again? York.
Hitman, yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Hitman's on Patreon. I appreciate that. I'm glad that every once in a while your stolen Wi-Fi and your stolen computer can fucking let you see our additional content, Hitman.
Fuck what Rob says, Hitman. We love you.
Down there in Rock Thrill.
So the other thing that goes along with our anniversary show and the tattoo challenge I alluded to, anybody on the board, you have to, if you join, you have to actually pay the piper if it comes due. But the way the tattoo challenge works is we draw a number. If that number entrant wins, you have to get an approved by the Marked Out Podcast panel tattoo of something related to that artist, whether it's their symbol, their logo, or even their face.
We're doing this.
You get to pick wherever you want it to go.
Oh, yeah.
What?
No, nothing. I think we just did this shit. The fuck? We did this Monday.
I'm teasing. Fuck you.
What do you mean? So he's plugging. You're getting mad at him for plugging?
Right? See why I never do any fucking plugs? I hate my executive producer. NXT rundown real quick. Bronson Reed beat a clearly heel Swerve. Grizzled young vets beat Breezango and Everrise is on the ramp. That's great. Cole and Roddy announced the Dusty Cup. It doesn't happen at the same time every year, but here it is now. Mercedes Martinez takes on Valentino Ferraz. We'll learn about her later.
Yeah.
Mercedes won, of course. Pete Dunne and Roddy, they had a match. Finn Balor, Kyle O'Reilly, promos, Cross and Scarlett come out. Doesn't matter who wins. That belt's mine. Here comes Priest. We fight all over the arena. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, did you know Rhea and Raquel are friends? They are. Legado del Fantasma took on Lucha House Party. Not Kalisto. He wasn't there, so good match. And then Johnny saw a bunch of black cats, broken mirrors, and other stuff, but he retained. No Cinderella story for Ruff.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, of course.
That broken mirror.
Yeah.
What was your first thought when you saw it?
The broken mirror?
Yeah.
Bad luck.
Mojo Rawley. That's
okay.
the first thing. I'm like,
That's
oh my
the first
God,
thing
is
you
he
thought.
coming back? Is he in NXT now?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
Also,
do-
NXT had some year-end awards that we have to have some giggles at.
Yeah.
The Breakout Star of the Year. Here's one they actually got right, Rob.
Yes, they did.
Breakout Star of the Year, they awarded to Shotzi. Good. We start off right.
Absolutely.
By default, Tag Team of the Year, I guess, is Undisputed Era because they're faction and they've been main event.
Nobody
cool.
else.
Cool. Female of the Year, I like this pick. It's fine. Io Shirai. She's been
Absolutely.
the champ for the majority of the year. Male of the Year, Adam Cole, baby. We're still doing good. Match of the Year, Finn and Kyle. And then we get here, Rob. Star of the Year. Brian, I don't know if you were paying attention here, but
I wasn't.
Holy fuck. Star of the
Oh,
Year.
no.
Can you guess who it was?
Maria Menounos? I don't know. Who the fuck?
It was Austin Theory.
Oh, no.
No, don't like that.
Terrible, terrible choice.
I will say this. Velveteen Dream was not nominated for Male of the Year or Male Superstar of the Year. So that I guess that's a plus. Here, let's go through these again. So the first one was
Shotzi.
Okay, then EO.
Okay.
No, it
All
was
right.
Shotzi, Undisputed, Io, Adam Cole, Finn, and Kyle.
Okay.
Finn and Kyle was a hell of a match.
Adam Cole.
I know there were other good matches, but that
I'm not
sticks
saying
out.
Adam Cole actually deserves all the credit in the world for all he's done. Was this year an Adam Cole year? I thought Keith Lee was more deserving of Superstar of the Year.
Keith Lee had the title for a month. Adam Cole had it for 5.
But he had the year. Shotzi didn't have a belt, but she got breakout. You don't need to be the champion to be the year. Keith Lee did so much this year.
What about Finn?
Finn came back and had like a little feud, got hurt, and then came back. Finn hasn't been the carrying factor of NXT for a year.
That's true.
Cole has. If you're going to go by that logic, Keith Lee's been gone half the year.
Yeah, but
Cole's been there start to finish.
Cole was on his, and I don't mean decline in a bad way, but he was in his decline during this year while Keith Lee was on his rise. You know,
in almost every situation when a champ in past NXT, I know the game has changed now. When they're done, they go to the main belt. Ciampa and Gargano fell completely out of the championship title picture when they lost their championships. Adam Cole stayed relevant with Pat McAfee throughout the summer and into War Games, and he held the title for the first part of the year. I have to defend this pick.
Okay, I don't hate the pick. I would have probably gone for Keith Lee more. So let me just address this. What is it? The Star of the Year award?
Star of the Year. What does that even mean?
Okay, so the nominees, and I don't have a list in front of me, and I don't think it matters if I do or not. The nominees for the Star of the Year award were clearly like either loop wrestlers or
jobbers,
or part-time jobbers. I mean, there you had Indy Hartwell's on there. I mean, she's got a role, but she's not. I mean, she's still kind of a jobber, right? She goes there and does the job.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else they put on that list, it was such a ridiculously horrible. It felt like it was only created just so Austin Theory could throw it at the mirror.
Yeah,
probably.
So Johnny could throw it at the mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it could have been future superstar of the year. Will Wagner says, but that's even stupid. Stupider.
More stupid.
More stupid. Anyway, as we said at the top of the show, AEW won tonight, hands down, because of the tribute. That's why we didn't do a full Who Won Wednesday.
Yeah.
So Soji's asking on the board who won. It was fucking clear.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, this is just speculation, but Rob put that little nugget in my brain, and I've rolled with it. I really think that NXT, they didn't go with their original show plan for the same reason. They're like, this will be our little tribute. You guys, not that they didn't want anybody to watch. I don't think
it's going to be. No,
but they didn't do a ton of build.
No, I don't think it's. I think it's more or less kind of what the Jets should have done, right? Or what the Panthers.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Or what the Panthers should have done against Washington, where, you know what, we need to go ahead and phone this one in tonight because nobody's watching us tonight anyway.
Bingo.
Everybody, even our people are going to be watching, maybe even backstage are going to be watching AEW. That's what's happening tonight. So
hey, everybody, Rob wins.
Yeah. Phone it in.
Rondo's got what plants crave.
Because Brian would have had the number one pick, and the Panthers would have been 4 or 5 picks earlier if they wouldn't have beat Washington.
Yeah, no. Now we're going to get the nice number 2 pick, but we're probably going to trade it back.
Yeah, we're going to get the number 9 pick, and we have nobody.
I mean, the Jets should not pick it. They should pick in the 7th round and hope for a Brady. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight.
Want to do our awards?
We have awards?
Yes,
marked out.
You have awards?
I wrote some.
We're not
doing.
Wait,
this
we're
is
not
the
going to
last
do
show
petty.
of the year.
But I got petties.
Oh yeah, we didn't do. We were so focused on Brodie. Next week, guys, we'll do our year-end awards for NXT and AEW. We were focused on Brodie tonight.
Should we do it on Monday?
Yeah, we might as well.
What do we do on Monday?
We'll be back for Monday with the marks. We can do our year-end review of AEW and NXT there because tonight was all about Brodie Lee. So I'm fine with that, Brian. Rob, it's your show on Monday. Are you fine with us talking about that then so we can give it its proper due?
Yeah, that'll be the conversation for Monday. I mean, we're not married to WWE stuff on Mondays anymore, so yeah, it's fine. But
have we even talked about Raw in weeks? Barely.
Man,
barely.
I haven't even. I watched nothing of it last week.
But I have it marked out in a petty town. I mean, I don't usually write this shit down, so I actually wrote it down tonight. So I'm like the kid that did his homework for the first time ever, and I'm like, teacher, are we gonna turn this in? Because I did mine, and everybody's like, dude, what the fuck? So that's yeah.
We won't be back, guys. So happy New Year to you early here. Rob has his marked out. Are you ready? I'm not going petty town tonight. I'll do marked out with
cool.
you, Rob.
That's cool. Well, so. For my marked out for NXT, I put Shotzi winning the breakout star. That was cool. I think very deserving. Good for her. She's great. I love her. And AEW marked out. I just have to say the whole fucking show.
Yeah.
It's the whole fucking show. So, bravo.
Brian, the board is telling you that your new quarterback's going to be Cam Newton next year.
Get the fuck out.
Have fun with that one.
No. But you know what? I was saying that they're probably going to sign Dwayne Haskins, and the guy gets released the next day. fucking Jesus.
Didn't
I had
even
no Petty Town
debut.
awards for AEW, and to be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention to dig into NXT and find and poke holes into their product. But I just want to applaud AEW for a really great job at honoring the life of Brodie Lee and including his family. And also, I don't know if you guys saw, but Tony Schiavone mentioned that they signed his son.
Yeah, for
Like,
life.
So they're going to be taken care of, and I'm sure all you guys heard that Pro Wrestling Tees, all of Brody's shirts
CM
going right to his
Punk.
family.
Yeah, and see,
Ed Mix and CM Punk's, right?
I got my CM Punk shirt. I ordered one, and I ain't got
Did
no
you?
fucking. I got no money, so that's how much I was like, I'm gonna get a shirt.
Will says marked out Tony Khan's speech. And Stike says marked out the whole fucking show for NXT Xia Li and Boa's segment. I forgot to mention that one.
I didn't see it.
You were not in the room, so it's okay.
It was probably very dramatic.
And then marked out for Will on NXT says fitting Everrise into a segment that's less than 2 minutes. Yeah, okay. Oh, the Jets sign Andy Dalton. If the Cowboys don't, that's what Stike says.
That's
Have fun with
No.
all
Okay,
that.
do my
Brett.
petty towns now.
Yeah, go for it,
All right.
Rob. I'm not doing Petty Town.
So my so what I did for Petty Town was I did both of my Petty Towns for NXT tonight.
ooh.
Oh, okay.
You know, I didn't.
like that.
AEW didn't need any Petty Towns.
No.
So NXT Petty Town number 1 is Austin Theory got an award.
Hey, that's what Will has on the board for his Petty.
Yeah. Fuck that dude. And Petty Town NXT Part 2 is when Kyle O'Reilly was having his face-off promo against Finn Balor in the ring. He did something that if you listen to this show, you know that I cannot fucking stand. And he even picked the number that I always use in my example of how much I cannot fucking stand it, as he went into an entire speech about how it's not worth it for all the 15 years he's been doing this job if he doesn't fucking win this. And I got to prove that he said it over the 15 fucking years. Everybody's been in the company for 15 years. Stop fucking saying it. I never seen Tom Brady go before every game, well, I'm going into this with my fucking 17 years of football. Shut up. Sorry, that's my Petty Town. Sorry, Kyle, fucking dude. Learn how to promo, man.
So, Jack Thompson on the board. Brand new guy, so I got to read his first comment here. Jets have a QB. They need a running back, wide receivers, and offensive line help. Yeah, that's their problem. They keep trying to just get one player. You need a whole
I
fucking
like how
team.
we're talking about the Jets like they can fix something. Like we have.
Well, no, they got to get
it's
rid of
been-
fucking
No,
Gase.
it's been decades. I mean, decades, dude.
Well, that's true.
Fucking yeah.
Namath.
Yeah.
What was that, the 60s?
The Jets only need this and this. Yeah, okay. They needed that and that fucking 20 years ago. It's still the fucking yeah.
Yeah, the Jets are my Petty Town. I'll give that.
I say what
Thank
you
you,
want about
Tua.
say what you want about the Panthers. We have our shitty years, but we win championships and go to Super Bowls.
Oh, you haven't won the big one.
No, but we win championships and we do go to Super Bowls. So a lot of these fucking teams that are always like Dallas fans or whatever fucking fans, that their fucking team hasn't been anywhere and done anything for fucking 30 years. They're like, your Panthers suck. Well, we suck, but we have a better fucking record than you, and you got 50 years on us. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Jets suck.
Lots of hate. Lots of
None
hate.
of the professional teams I root for have won a championship. Not one in my lifetime.
In your lifetime.
I got
Well,
the
86 Mets. I was fucking one. I couldn't
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah,
Dude, the 86 Mets, that game, because that's one of the ones I watched live. I was 9 years old. I remember that shit. That was such a great ending watching. Oh,
I am now and forever a Braves fan. So I did get my Braves wins in the early 90s.
but do you remember the way the World Series ended in the late 80s for us? We had the Kirk Gibson moment.
Yeah.
We had the Bill Buckner one that Brian's talking about with the Mets. We had the walk-off for Joe Morgan and the Blue Jays. I mean, there was some fucking great baseball then.
Yeah.
It was a good time to be a baseball fan. I haven't watched it since.
It's before all the money and the drama. People worried about before ESPN became, MTV Light. We worried about what happened on the field, and now it's so much drama and storyline to everything. You don't think about all the great at bats fucking at the end of a World Series. It's he popped for steroids as he was fucking Jessica Simpson and cheating on Jessica Simpson with Jessica Alba, and fucking who cares, man? Who cares?
So on the board, there's some other fun. Soji says Panthers are in good shape with Teddy. They just need to work on their defense in the offseason.
Teddy's fine. Well,
they didn't know Kuechly was going to retire.
Well, right, but he would have been the only one. So
Right.
I like Teddy Bridgewater. I think he could hold the team together as the full-time QB. He has no line. He has no running backs besides Caffrey, and he's hurt. He has no wide receivers. He has no tight ends, and his defense is literally nothing. So, yeah, it's a lot more than Teddy for the Panthers. I'm sorry. Just a lot fucking more.
So a fun story. I grew up in upstate New York. I'm from Syracuse. Buffalo's a couple hours away. Buffalo loses 4 straight Super Bowls. We all know that. But, of course, the one that we all remember is Scott Norwood's kick that was wide right that Daniel Price is saying, you want to make a Bills fan cringe, just mention his name. I think it's better. I have a picture on my phone that I always use for all my Bills fans friends anytime they want to talk anything. I send them a picture of a Bills jersey, and it's a Scott Norwood jersey. And the funny thing about it is his name is wide right and goes down the arm. It's not even centered on his jersey.
Laces out, Dan.
That is the best way to make a Bills fan cringe. And Hitman's crying because he says none of these teams that you were talking about have choked a Super Bowl away. Of course, Hitman is a Falcons fan, and we all know about that one.
Oh, yeah. I love that so much. I do. Hey, so
and Brian is pulling out Brett Favre and LaDainian Tomlinson as former Jet Hall of Famers.
I'm going down in a deep depression.
Those are better years for you too. That's a sad part.
Those are 500 seasons.
Right. So hey, you guys want to do New Year's resolutions? The last show of the year, man.
Yeah. Somebody asked me earlier today, and I don't know if this sounds fucked up, but I'm sure Brian and Rob know this about me. My New Year's resolution is to not blow 2 tires on the interstate while doing 80 in a calendar year.
Wow.
Because I am on a 3-year streak.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The thing, I had 3 last year.
The thing you choose to highlight from 2020 is quite phenomenal.
Well, I'm just saying. No. I mean, there's not a lot you can control. So I've tried to pick something that was. I mean, of course, we all want to fucking cure and be able to go back to normal and be granted genie wishes.
I don't. I just want it all to blow up.
I've almost died 7 times in the last 3 years because of tire blowout on the highway.
So you just want to get better tires for your New Year's resolution?
I just want to not have that happen.
I mean,
whatever it takes, Rob.
So better tires. You need to inspect your tires. You need to check your pressure on your tires on a daily basis. You need to make sure that you're balanced and everything, so they're not rubbing on the rubber off and the wires are exposed. I'm sure that a lot of the things wrong with your tires and your near-death experiences are from your own laziness. So your New Year's resolution should be to not be a lazy bastard and check your tires.
All right, let's hear yours so I can shit all over you.
I have no idea.
You brought this fucking shit up.
I have no.
You didn't have one plan. You just let's get into this at the end of the show.
I was gonna say for the podcast, I would say that we do more original content and more fun stuff for Patreon. That should be a good New Year's resolution.
Yes.
For us, for me. Make more money, dude. That's what I need more.
That raise that's been promised to you for the last year.
Yeah, I need more money. I need to stop calling my daughter a jackass. I think that's.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well,
I mean the shoes. It fits.
Well, wait.
Like
can you make money from calling your daughter a jackass? Then you can kill 2 birds with one stone.
I bet you if he does TikToks of it, he could.
Right.
Yeah. Mary, come here, jackass.
You could have a whole series about it. No, but seriously, I got a solution for you, Rob. I call my children dinguses all the time. Instead of calling them fuckers or dill holes or anything, I call them dinguses. And the other day, my daughter calls me a dingus, and my wife thought she said genius. And she goes, "Oh, she thinks you're a genius." I go, "She said dingus."
Yeah.
I was like,
dingus is too sweet, though. Like, I call one of my head like a knuckle, hey, what's up, knucklehead? Something like that. No, my youngest.
I want to be sweet, though. Yeah, yours is the devil.
My youngest daughter she's a jackass. I mean, as we're doing the show, I could hear her just screaming in there, and she knows what I'm doing right now. She's doing it on purpose because she's a jackass. So, Brian, what's yours to get out of the house?
For the show, for the pod,
get laid,
do more content. Put up more shows, be consistent, keep doing what we're doing.
Other than you touch your ding dong.
Wait, what? Oh, you mean for 2021?
Right.
No, why? That's natural, bro. I mean, hey, if you want to
other than
you.
you.
Other than myself?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be That would be ideal, but you know,
Yeah, I mean, you claim
we're
in
tough
our
times.
off-air thread, you claim every single female wrestler as your wife.
Yeah, man.
Well, I don't know if they're single. Or
You're
not,
fucking. You are big love.
Well, no, I mean, hey, love is.
He does
patient.
like the
Love is
Mormon
kind.
state.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you polygamy all day.
And I guess my only other one
Just
for
gonna blow
myself is
past
just
that
be healthy, lose a few lbs, you know, get a little trim, get trim for the
Walk
summer.
out of your bedroom.
Yeah, go outside once.
Brian
once
is
a
like
day.
the modern day Flowers in the Attic. But he put himself up in there.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Diary
fucking
of
my
Anne
family,
Frank
though. That-
by
yeah,
Brian Tamburello.
That's the one difference.
The
you know?
what?
I'm not fucking my family. Doesn't that happen on
Yes.
that, right?
Yeah,
I saw that movie. I actually
Wait,
saw
what?
that. Well, it's a
What?
book, but I saw the movie.
that-
Wait, what?
You never seen Flowers in the Attic?
No, I didn't know that's what it was about.
No, I mean that's not the main
Well,
theme.
it's part of it. It's part of
The mom ended up like marrying her like uncle or something like that, and had the kids, which is why she was, disowned from the family to begin with. And when she came back, the family saw the children as such a abomination
Yeah.
because of the bloodlines. That's why they just locked them in the attic. They said, "You want to come back to the family and get our inheritance? Well, these fucking things need to go away." And that's why they slowly. Well, I don't want to give the movie away in case anybody
don't
hasn't
spoil
seen
it, man.
Yeah.
Too soon.
So that's the basis of it. But yeah,
Oh, I have another New Year's resolution.
sick fucking movie.
I would love to get one of my children out of diapers and have them potty trained.
That's a good one.
That's pretty
How
awesome.
did we talk about Flowers in the Attic when we were talking about my fucking?
I don't know. Sealer Stout says the book is better, and Hitman says it's all about incest. So yeah, I mean,
If the book is different than the movie, which I haven't read, but the movie's not about incest. It's the opening foundation.
Yeah, that's
But
like a subplot.
she's not fucking her family or the person they're setting her up with.
No.
I read comic books. I don't know anything about literature. Apparently, I thought this Flowers in the Attic was something completely different.
No, it's a pretty dramatic fucking story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. The All Elite Hour will come out at some point, I'm sure. That's with Brian and his buddies Kyle and MJ.
We actually, sorry to interrupt you. We actually just put out a episode about Brodie. MJ and myself talked about Brodie and his career. So you can go check that out.
Oh, so we got your scraps. Thanks for your leftovers, Brian.
No, what are you talking about?
I'm just busting balls.
Oh.
We'll be back, the three of us, the magnificent trio, the Three Musketeers.
2021, motherfucker.
On Monday in 2021. Everybody have a fabulous new year. Don't go anywhere. Party at home. Party on Skype.
Yeah, be
party
smart.
on Zoom. Be
Yeah.
smart. It's going to be a super spreader event no matter where you go if there's a crowd. So just be smart.
Great
If
point.
the weather was nicer, we would have, be able to hang outside at least. But we would still social distance in a small group, even if we could do that. We can't. It's cold. Stay indoors. Be smart. Be safe. Have a happy new year. Be safe in 2021. Thank you guys so much for supporting Marked Out Podcast throughout 2020 and into the next year. We hope to see you again. Thank you guys so much. Tune in next time. Same smart time, same smart channel.
Happy New Year. Wait, wrong button.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast was distributed in the distributorship.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by U-Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.